Ciao, everyone. This is Esther.
Alfred here.
Of You, Me, and Sicily, and welcome to our show. We are two expats coming to you every week to talk about all things Sicilian, and we also travel around the island, bringing you the people, the places, the history, the culture, and the foods of Sicily.
Plus, we also sweat a lot because the temperature's been crazy around here.
Well, boy, it's windy. It is windy.
Now a little wind finally came, and it's a little relief. Not a lot, but a little.
Whitehead's over there on the sea. It has been very windy. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about some of our do's and don'ts when coming here to Sicily. And of course, we'll talk about the latest updates. Lots happening here on the island. We'll talk a little bit about Etna erupting again. Can you believe
it? Yeah.
Today, this afternoon. In fact, there was a big cloud and she's spewing lava and ash all over the town. As of now, the airport has not been closed.
She took 2 days off. So today she must really have indigestion because we saw a huge plume come right by us, right over here. Now it's heading towards Taormina way, between Taormina and Giardini. Now
I saw people in Taormina with umbrellas because
today?
Because it was like raining. It was raining ash. I remember walking through that one time and I was like, oh my God, what is happening? But it was ashes, like small pieces of ash raining. So,
it's a pain in the neck, that stuff. I don't mind telling you.
A pain in the behind. All right. So, you guys, we want to talk to you a little bit about do's and don'ts. And if you don't mind, I'll go first, Alfred. One of the biggest don'ts is don't underestimate the size of the island and how much there is to see on the island. A lot of people, we do a lot of tour consulting or tours as well. People say to me, I want to see Sicily in 10 days. Wait a second. Maybe you'll be able to see a sliver of Sicily in 10 days on the West Coast, then another 10 days on the East Coast, then another 10 days in other parts. But I think people really underestimate that this is the biggest island in the Mediterranean. Al, if you want to go from Catania to Palermo, plan at least half a day.
She's right.
All right, your turn.
All right, now we're going to do etiquette stuff? Or do you
No, whatever you want out. Whatever comes to your mind, do's and don'ts when coming to Sicily.
Leave a tip.
Even though it's not required.
Even though there's a €2 cover charge that covers the tablecloth, it's called a coperto, and it's for the bread that they put on the table. Leave a tip. These guys aren't making too much money, the waiters. Italian people generally don't tip very much, if at all. So leave a tip. I mean, I was a former bartender. I worked my way through law school, tending bar at nighttime. And I really appreciated the service, the people who work in the service industry.
I agree with you.
And I always used to give a tip. So now it's like second nature. I always give a tip to all the service people. I think it's important. Leave a tip.
Even though it's not really a requirement.
No, it is.
It's not a requirement. All right. My other big thing is don't expect to come here with $500 US dollars and be able to go into any bank and just exchange it like that. Ain't going to happen. Maybe some banks do, but not all of them. Now, if you want to bring your bank card, that's a good idea. There are bank machines, but again, not all over the place. It's not like in the United States or other parts of the world where you can find bank machines all over the place. The other thing having to do with this is make sure that you don't walk around without cash, euro cash, actual cash, because lots of places still don't accept credit cards. In fact, our Francesca and Graziella, our fruit and vegetable place, they still don't take credit cards. The bread place, they don't take credit cards. Yes, more and more people are taking credit cards. So if you go to a restaurant, of course they take credit cards. But a lot of places do not.
Make sure you bring a converter. People forget to bring converters because we have the European system, the 2-prong or the 3-prong. They sell these travel smart things either online, usually online. They're about $20. Especially if you're going to bring any type of electronics, invest in it. Although your cell phone and also your computer, typically they'll take the 220 voltage. But why take a chance? You spend all that money on a computer or a cell phone. Get yourself an adapter, and that should be the first thing. And the second thing that you should have is one of those small little things that weighs the bag.
Good one.
Well, thank you, because that's 50 pounds. Usually you have a 50-pound limit. And believe me, if you're 1 pound over that limit, they'll make you take something out. So weigh your bag. Typically, a bag weighs, just the bag empty, 12 pounds, 12 to 14 pounds, which really means that you're only putting in 36 pounds worth of stuff.
Let me piggyback on that, Alfred. That come here with some empty suitcases, because you should not leave Sicily without taking some kind of a knickknack, whether it's ceramics or a mapina or a washcloth or something, even olive oil or something here from Sicily. So I say leave a little bit of room or plan on leaving some stuff here.
Here's how you do it. Get yourself one of those large gym bags, the canvas ones, and fold it up and put it in your suitcase along with your clothes, okay? And then as you buy stuff, or if you buy stuff, use the canvas one to put either your dirty clothes or older clothes or shoes, and put the good stuff that you're returning with in the suitcase. But make sure you weigh them both. And by the way, you're allowed to carry on typically, and you're allowed 10 kilos, that's 22 pounds. So a good investment that costs $5, you could buy it at Target, you could buy it at Walmart, is one of those scales. Except I never go right to $50 because 50 pounds because they're always 1 or 2 pounds off. So I stop at 48 pounds myself. That's what I do.
Speaking of bags, bring some recycle bags, because when you go shopping here, or you may want to go to the supermarket, bring some buy some stuff. They charge you 10-20 cents for plastic bags. So I'd say bring some of those recycle bags, not to save you money, but to not use the plastic bags.
I disagree.
Okay.
You know why I disagree? It's a good idea. Wait a minute. The bags, the big garbage, the big bags that you get at the supermarket, they're only 85 cents a euro here. Now,
85 cents euro?
Yeah, that's less than about.
Recycle. You're saying buy them here.
Buy them here because they're $1.99 typically when you go to the market.
But I feel like most people have recycle bags, a million. I know my mom has a million recycle bags. Yeah. Why buy one more? That's just the only.
But it's really good to buy one with a Sicilian supermarket name on it, isn't it?
Now that's a good one, Alfred.
Very, very much.
All right, make sure you bring some juice for the insects. Don't underestimate.
What do you mean juice? Bug juice?
Don't underestimate the Sicilian mosquito. She is tough. Trust me. So, of course, you can buy them in the stores here, but if there's a brand that you like, I would say buy it. And speaking of buying stuff like that, there's no CVS or 24-hour pharmacies here. They're open like government. They're open from typically 9 to 1, closed from 1 to 4, and 1 to 5. Then they're open till 8 or 9. So don't expect them to be open all day. Saturday, half a day. Sunday, chiudo, close. So be prepared. Bring stuff that you may need.
What's the opposite of bug juice? Well, when you get bit, hydrocortisone cream. Now, the United States has a stronger version than in Italy. By law, they could only sell 0.5% hydrocortisone cream. In the States, you can go to CVS or any place like that, and it's 1%. So when I come back, I always throw in 5 or 6 tubes of the American stuff. Of course, you can buy the weaker stuff. Now, on the other side of the story, listen to this, Esther.
I'm listening. I'm looking for
the ibuprofen here is far better, and you'll get better results here with the ibuprofen than you would if you bring it from the States. Okay. Now, for example, I take 400 milligrams a day. Okay, for my arthritis and stuff like that. Whereas to get the same effect, I have to take 600 milligrams a day with the American stuff. No. It's still
the American.
No, it's more effective. I think it's the way they compound the stuff here. Okay, it's basically pharmacy grade. Okay, when you buy that stuff, it's pharmacy grade. You go to the pharmacy. You can't buy ibuprofen, for example, at a supermarket. You can't buy hydrocortisone cream at a supermarket. Pharmacy. You have to go to a pharmacy. And even the vitamins. Esther was commenting about what good quality vitamins that they have.
Not at the supermarket.
Not at the supermarket.
Better at the pharmacy.
At the pharmacy.
Right. All right. And speaking of that, make sure if you have some kind of a prescription medicine that you're coming here with, bring a doctor's note. A few years ago, something happened to one of our clients who came here on one of our tours, and she forgot one of her prescription medicines, which was very important. She didn't have her prescription, and so they had to call the doctor in the United States, and it was a long process. So just be prepared.
Esther,
Alfred.
now watch this. This
Wait,
next
yeah.
one
Oh God, I can't
is
wait.
going to be so
can't wait.
smooth. You're going to say, "Oh my God, Albie!"
I'm already saying, "Oh my God."
Okay. You need to have good reading when you're lounging by the pool. And what's better than my 3-book sale right now at alfredzappala.com? My 3 books on Sicily. 1, 2, 3 books on Sicily for $19.
How long is
To
it
live
good
in.
for?
It's only to live good till I get home. And
How long is it good for, Al?
the books are good forever.
How long is the
Till
offer
August
till?
1st when I leave here.
August
okay?
1st. Okay.
3 for 19. Wait a minute. Or if you want to read the original book that launched the literary career of Alfred Zappala Esquire, The Reverse Immigrant, is now back on print. Kindle printable. I'm telling you right now, this is a sine qua non
All right,
of
you're
coming by the
shameless.
pool.
All right. On that note,
Was that a good one?
that was a good one.
Thank
You're
you very much.
shameless. All right, guys. And so I have one more. All right. So one more
I have
is
400 more.
well,
No,
let's do
that's
a couple more, and
Go
then
ahead.
let's move
All
on.
right, go ahead.
The other one I want to say is eating and dressing up. Eating and dressing up. So a lot of people don't eat their fruits here with their hands. They have a piece of fruit, like my friend always has a piece of peach. She cuts it and then she puts it in her hand. You don't like you do, right? Pizza, you don't eat with your hand. People cut with a fork and knife. It's very different. Speaking of etiquette, when you're out, when you're in the house, of course, eat it how you want. Don't come here dressed like a slob. People here dress really nicely to go to the supermarket, to do the passeggiata at night. I see people, at night after dinner, they go strolling, and people are dressed up nicely. So those are my 2 things about some etiquette. You don't want to be jumping out as a tourist, a red flag tourist.
I want to make a big welcome to my son, Matthew Zappalo, who actually is watching me today. I don't know why, but he's watching me today. So hi, Matthew. But here's what here's a tip for you. Men, okay? The ties that you wear in the United States, the ties that old geezers wear, they're like not in style here. All the ties here are skinny. I mean, skinny. Like the Beatles used to wear? The typical garb is a dark-colored sport jacket, a white shirt, and a black or dark-colored tie, okay? In dark pants. If you're coming here to go to, for example, a wedding especially, confirmation, Holy Communion, a wake, that's, so if you're planning on doing that stuff, why don't you bring a nice jacket, a summer gray jacket, but make sure that the tie they don't say, that guy's an American. Because I have a whole closet full of those.
All right, let's move on a little bit. I just want to show everyone the newest
See if they can guess what that is.
There's no way. I've never even, I've seen it here. It's this, by the way, is a vegetable. Wait a sec. It's a vegetable. Okay?
It looks like a melon, Esther.
It does look like a melon, but it was next to the cucumber, the Sicilian cucumber, which is, remember what it's called? It's my favorite. Citrangolo.
What's this?
This is a type of cucumber, apparently very, very popular here in Sicily and also in Puglia. Yeah, it's a cucumber.
May I smell
It's
it?
called baratino, but it's a little bit of a
It does smell like it. It does smell like a
but
cucumber.
it doesn't look like a melon. Baratino.
Did you taste it?
Oh, and it's called, in Sicilian, it's called concombero, I think. Concombero. My friend Stefania gave me this to try because she knows I love all types of
taste
cucumber.
it?
It's good. It's a mix.
Give it a scale from 0 to 10.
10.
Seriously, because you're a cucumber.
9.
You're a cucumber expert.
9.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. It's a 9. It's hey, have you guys ever seen this? Very interesting, right? So it's in Sicilian, it's called cocomero, but I looked it up. Cocomero is also some kind of a watermelon. So that's the name for watermelon. So that's what I wanted
That
to
looks
say.
like a watermelon.
By the way, I want to
think
just
someone's
throw
running
in.
one by her.
I just want to. I just want to throw in one more thing about do's and don'ts when coming here. Come here knowing a few words in Italian. How was that? How was that?
No, I'm not gonna.
No,
I'm
how
not,
was that?
I'm not gonna
So
do it.
learn a few words. No, I'm doing
Oh,
it.
okay.
Few words. Don't come here not knowing. And it is a big problem here, especially in Sicily. Of course, a lot of the places in the hotels, they speak Italian, but lots of people do not speak Italian. So come with a little bit of conversation Italian. Speaking of, we do have conversation Italian classes going on right now. Message me on youmeetandsicily.com, youmeetandsicily.com. That's our page, our web page, and it also has all our tours. So www.youmeetandsicily.com and message me. And the classes have been going pretty well.
Can I make one more before you get into the?
Yeah.
Man, I'm talking to men now. Okay, listen to me. Okay, please do not wear white socks with sandals.
Oh, your son's going to be so proud.
When you're in a city, I beg you, okay? And what's even worse than white socks and sandals is plaid Bermuda shorts and a t-shirt. When you go out, okay, look suave and debonair. Don't look like I don't know what. I mean, you're spending $5,000, $6,000 to come here. Spend another few $100 and buy yourself a good wardrobe with seersucker shirts or wick-free stuff. Don't just empty out your closet when you come here, and especially those old Bermudas. Leave them home.
Chiara says, saw the Sicilian project on Amazon. Smile. Do you know how that works? Yes, Chiara. If you buy something, you can give a portion.
Amazon gives a portion.
Amazon gives
1%,
a portion
1%.
to the Sicilian project. So that's good to know.
It doesn't cost you any money, Chiara.
Nope.
Nothing.
Okay. This is a good question. Is it safe to come to Sicily now, even with the Delta variant? I'll address that. Okay.
Okay.
So right now, so here's the situation right now, Rosario. The cases are increasing. The vaccinations have slowed down a bit, although there's a big concerted effort to get them going again, especially to remote areas of Sicily. In fact, in Palermo, the vaccine tour started about a week ago, where doctors were going into people's homes even to administer the vaccine. So it is a big issue. Now, I saw a very incredible statistic today that about 70% of the people in hospitalizations in Sicily did not have the vaccination. So that's out of all the people, and it differs from region to region. Is it safe to come here right now? Even right now, I would say yes, but Sicily is being closely watched by the national government because it is teetering on leaving the white zone.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you are double vaccinated, Esther, aren't the chances like way better for you to be protected than if you're not inoculated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it depends on, to answer your question, it depends on whether you're vaccinated or not. Now, let me tell you what France did with Macron, what Macron did today. He issued an order. You can't get into a restaurant anymore, or a museum, or a theater without showing your green pass, which is proof of your that you were vaccinated. And Esther was telling me that after that announcement went out, how many people?
About almost 1 million people signed up for that. But and Italy is looking at this model, and I really don't want to go too much into it because of there's a lot of politics involved in all this, as with everything. So let's move on. It would be.
You don't want to talk about anything controversial, huh?
I could go on about this. I mean, about the implications of this. Actually, it would be better to read the books before the trip to appreciate everything before you get there. Highly
Peter,
recommend. Peter.
Even better idea, Peter. As a matter of fact, I could have said they make great Christmas presents because it averages out to $6 a book. So you got some office worker that's Italian, flip them a book. You have friends, flip them a book. I'm trying to get rid of the inventory because my daughter Jennifer says, "Basta, Dad, there's enough books now, so move them out." So
Okay, Fred McNeil is going to order your books. John Brenner says a little extra cash at the local doctor to get right away if you need a prescription. If they're open, if there's office hours, you never know.
May I answer him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Most of the stuff you don't need a prescription for. I'm shocked. Okay, for example, I take a statin. You don't need a prescription. I take a water pill, hydrochlorothiazide. You don't need a prescription. Out of my 5 pills that I have to take in the States that I was prescribed to me that cost me $159 a month, the whole 5, including my blood pressure pills, are available here all over the counter for less than $20 total.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Your son says, is it against the law to talk to people in Italy without making simultaneous? What are you saying, Matt? What are you saying?
It's against the law. It actually is, Matthew.
Look, I became so Sicilian. The other thing happening, Frank is here. I had such a nice visit with Frank and his family.
Frank, I'm sorry I didn't visit you. And at some point in time, I hope to make that up, okay? So I know you come to Sicily frequently, and the next time, I promise you, I will be there. Right? It's been very hectic with legal work this week. Massimo and I have
been hot.
Quite busy with legal work this week, and also it's been hot, and Esther's leaving on Sunday, so there's a million things. She keeps on giving me lists of things to do.
Right. Okay, the other thing happening this weekend, Alfred, is Santa Rosalia today and tomorrow on Palermo, the patron saint of Palermo. And there's not going to be a huge procession like past years, but it is going to be a simulcast. Now, let me tell you something about Santa Rosalia. She was martyred in the 1100s, and it wasn't until 1600s when there was a plague that the story goes, because everything here in Sicily is all about legends and myths. The story goes that there was a plague in Sicily and in Palermo, and she appeared to a farmer and also an elderly sick lady, and she told the farmer where to find her remains. And when he went up to the Mount Pellegrino, he found her remains, and she told him to take the remains, Santa Rosalia's remains, and parade it up and down the streets of Palermo. This was in the 1600s, and lo and behold, the plague stopped, and since then she's been the patron saint of Palermo. Of course, our patron saint here is San Agata. Now, in 2020, the people of Palermo also started asking her for help during COVID.
I always have prayed to Santa Rosalia because I went there for the first time 20 years ago to her cave, the thing where she's laying there, bedecked in gold. People who give their jewelry, they melt it down and they put it over there. And I researched her, and I decided to pray to her. When I say my nightly prayers, not only do I pray to her and Santa Agata, but I also pray to Santa Lucia, the patron saint of Syracuse as well. And I really feel that I get good protection from my three patron saints in Sicily. And there are others too.
Wait a second. You fail to tell them the most important. Your ancestral home of Tre Castagno.
Well, that's
the Festa di San Alfio, Philadelphia,
Saint Alfio, of course.
Now, do you know who else we pray to a lot in this house? Saint Anthony. Saint Anthony, help me find it. Saint Anthony, help me find it. How many times a day do I pray to Saint Anthony?
I want to tell you a little interesting thing, Bunny, okay? When you pray to a saint, you're really not praying to the saint. What you're doing is you're asking the saint to make an intercession to God for you.
Yeah.
So basically you say, Saint Anthony, help me find this. And Anthony calls God up or wherever he does. He says, "Listen, Alfred has lost his keys again, God," and it's God who grants you the knowledge, or else because you can't pray, you can't adore idols. That's against one of the commandments.
Jody, in fact, went up to Mount Pellegrino to see Santa Rosalia.
Ah.
Do you see fruit bergamot at the green grocery? I'm not sure.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Okay. Let me see here. Loving the glasses.
The classes.
Awesome. So excited for that. I'll leave you guys my email in the description notes for more on how you can sign up for that. Now, the other big thing that's been happening.
She'll be here one day.
The other big thing that's been happening because of this heat, but not because of this heat and this wind, there's been terrible fires all over Sicily. Devastating fires all over Sicily, destroying crops, destroying animals, destroying trees. And just this week, Alfred, there was a huge fire in Himera. Himera is one of the most important historical places here in Sicily. It was the site where the Temple of Victory was built, and it was after the Battle of 480, where the Greeks defeated Hamilcar. And what happened is that they built a beautiful temple over there in the middle of nowhere. And then later on in 409, Hannibal, his grandson, came and got revenge, destroyed the city. Anyway, I don't want to go too much into history, although I know there are a lot of history buffs out there. He destroyed the town, and a lot of people went to Termini Imerese and started living there. But it is a shame what is happening. But even before this fire, that whole area of Himera and the temple is not taken care of. It's absolutely neglected by the state. There's a beautiful restaurant right in front of it. And if you didn't stop at the restaurant, you would just drive by it. I mean, there's no big sign saying this is the location of one of the most important battles. And it's a real shame. And I was watching some video of the fires, Alfred, and even the sign has been dilapidated. The area is not taken care of. There's a beautiful museum with some remains in there. It was a shame to see.
The fires are set by criminals.
Yeah.
They're set by criminals and land speculators. The vast majority of them, okay? There was a big story about an anti-mafia guy who was very outspoken against the mafia. And he had a beautiful olive grove, 150 trees, each tree 350 years old, okay? The guy dedicated 10 years of his life to tending his crops, etc. He was warned by the mafia, but despite the warning, he kept on advocating against it, right? Well, earlier this week, unfortunately, his entire farm was burnt down to the ground. His life work destroyed. Okay, and in the paper today, I was like, my heart was broken. But my friend John Kahili, who, by the way, do you know John?
Yeah.
John he's also an author, and I would really suggest if you want some good reading material other than mine, John Kahili's got great stuff. But John said to me that he was told, or he read someplace, that the balls at the bottom of the tree, the base of the tree that are in the ground, they were saved. So while the top of the tree was destroyed.
I saw a video he did today about that.
About that? Yeah, that's great. But it's going to take a couple of generations for those things
to. Of course, those are all over 300-year-old olive trees. It's a shame.
It's so heartbreaking, Esther. Yeah. Believe me, I just got my heart broke for that guy today.
Peter Pietro says, "Don't look like an Americano."
Why?
Funny. Okay. So, okay, Al, you look like an American on holiday, and Esther, you can tell she's your.
Wait a minute. This hat is made in China. Okay, Chinese hat. This is my summer hat, one of my 6 summer hats.
One of your 30 hats.
Well, this is a lightweight hat. It's made in China by the CHI Knot Company. And I don't want to wear my good hats because most of them, the good Sicilian Capitalism, as they're called, They're either made out of wool or something like that. Try to put a wool hat on your head.
Yeah.
You know what I had on my head all day long before the show when I was doing my walking here? My do-rag.
Your do-rag.
I had my do-rag on. That's the best thing to have on your head.
Okay, Joya Russo, so how's the quality and price for clothing compared to the U.S.? For me, the female clothes, oh my gosh. I bought things here, remember, like 7 years ago. I'm still using it. The quality is very good. I especially like the made in Italy. One thing to be very aware of, the sizes are very different, not only for females, but also for men. We've had quite the experiences with Alfred, but also the same thing with shoes. The quality is incredible. And the styles are so different. And even you know, they have Benetton here or Zara, which you may be familiar with. The styles are very different. Ciao, Francesco.
Ciao, Francesco. He's going.
Huh? He's going in. Ciao.
If you have a foot size for a man bigger than 12, you're out of luck. You can't find a size 13 or 12 and a half or 13 shoe here. If you wear comfortable boxer shorts, okay, say a double XL would be the equivalent to like a large in the States. Okay, I finally found some boxers that were comfortable on me. They weren't made in Italy. They were made in Albania. The Italian men here, believe me, I've seen 10,000. They wear these skimpy little things. They look like, I don't know what, dongas or something like this. I just don't do that. So I usually go home and buy them. Although I like this stuff from Albania here. The clothes are great. The sweaters, forget about it. A double XL sweater here is equivalent to an XL.
Yeah.
You're not going to find a roomy sweater here, except if you go to an American shop. And just so happens, guess what store has a big presence in Sicily and Italy?
Tell me.
Timberland. Timberland?
Yeah, but that's only in the center
in the city.
Mall. In the mall.
Yeah, they have a big presence here, and you can get good quality winter stuff and good quality summer stuff at that place that will fit a big husky guy like myself.
All right. On that note, I was just looking for an email that I just found. I just want to say a quick hello to all our viewers on Facebook and on YouTube. So happy that you guys are here. And we're here thanks to your generous donations and also becoming community members in our YouTube channel, because what you do is you hit the join, and for $1.99 a month, a cup of coffee. I don't even think it's a cup of coffee in the United States. I think the cup of coffee has gone up.
Coffee prices
so it's
are
for
going up.
$1.99 a month. It's just a way to support us, and you get a little bit of behind the scenes look, and really just helps our channel. So thank you. But we've been receiving so many beautiful emails almost daily, Alfred, and notes. And I received this from our friend Tom, and he is Sicilian. His biological parents are Sicilian, from Calabria, and also from Sicily, from Anna. And he wants to live in Palermo. And he wrote the other day, I just wanted to let you know how proud I am to be Sicilian. And every time I watch your broadcast, it just brings me closer to my ancestral home. I think both of you are great, and I'm looking to get back to Sicily in springtime. I've been learning Italian because the last trip, everyone there immediately spoke Italian or Sicilian to me. So I want to learn how to communicate with the locals. Good idea. I hope to live in Sicily one day. Hearing what you both went through and the life you both live in Sicily, it gets me so excited just thinking about it, knowing that an American can move there and can have a fabulous life on the island. He said it's all about quality of life. We love hearing from you guys. So thank you. Even if you leave a comment on our YouTube channel, we just love hearing that type of feedback because it fuels us. We love coming to you live every week, twice. One more housekeeping.
Sure.
No live show on Sunday, but I will be uploading a video on Santo Stefano de Camastra, a little bit of history, very colorful piece.
Sunday's Esther's transit day, so I didn't want to get stressed out about doing the thing on Saturday because we have a million things to do on Saturday. So we'll be back next Wednesday, where Esther will be in the States and I will be here. and
Yeah.
through the marvel, the miracle of
this
we'll be
software.
able to broadcast perfectly. So we will fill you up with gales of laughter. That's for sure. What do you call it?
Joya says,
Hey,
I might be moving to Palermo in September. I will need to have a Zoom call with Alfred. If you
anytime.
guys are new around here, Alfred is an attorney who works with someone, also an attorney in Catania, and they do all types of things. So that's good to know.
Can I answer Lewis's?
Yes.
All right.
Go ahead. No.
Okay, Sean Lewis asked me what kind of hats, seriously, and it's not Chinese hats, but what kind of hats would you wear? He wants to get a fedora. What brands do I recommend?
Good.
All right. You can get Borsellino hat. Borsellino. Borsellino is the brand, Italian made. They are the Cadillac of hats. They have fedoras, they have the summer caputuccios, they have entire lines.
Yeah.
They usually range about $150 for the caputuccios, or maybe $200 or $250 for a good fedora that'll last you 25 years. For me, one of the things that I have on my to-do list when I go to the States is to buy a Stetson hat. That's an American-made hat. I want to get a Stetson hat. That's just, that's like the Cadillac of handmade hats in the States. So I'm going to get that. And as I go gallivanting this year, I prefer the winter caputuccios than the summer hats. The summer hats, you just have to put something on your head. But I will stock up on a couple of more good hats for the winter time. Okay, and believe it or not, the caputuccios are also excellent caputuccios in Scotland and Ireland. Irish hats are great, and in Holland, the Netherlands. All those countries have just spectacular
Alfred
hats.
Hats, a collection of over 30 hats. They're really incredible. Catherine Atterbury says you both look great. The information is so important.
Thank you, Catherine. Appreciate
Catherine,
it.
has been a fan for years and years, and I can't remember the name of the town that she sponsored. We went there and filmed near Sheffield, Diana. Catherine, write down.
Thanks, Jody.
Jody, thank you so much.
I love
Jody just gave us a super chat, wishing me. Grazie mille, sending you wishes for safe. Grazie mille. Oh, let me see here.
That's a tour. Thank you, Jody. Because we've always been able to depend on Jody DeLuca,
big time supporter. Sorry, someone was
Peter.
calling.
There's a bazillion people who have constantly supported our programming and enable us to do this stuff. I think it's 350 hours. I misspoke last week. We have over 350 hours free on our YouTube station for you. We're averaging now about 35,000 views or 40,000 views every other week. I mean, the number is just going up and up and
over
up.
Over 1 million views total.
1.4 million views total.
Yeah. It fuels us. It keeps us going.
Yeah, it's not that we don't make very much money on YouTube. Come on, are you kidding me? It doesn't even pay the grocery bill for the month, frankly. It certainly doesn't cover the cost of our equipment, frankly. But guess what?
Every little bit helps.
Correct. And we enjoy it because we know that we touch people's hearts. I've said that before many times, that there are people who will never get here, and they can vicariously live in the United States, Australia, Canada, the UK, and other West Africa, South Africa.
Well, all over Europe, too.
All over Lebanon, Syria, Tunisia.
Joseph has a good point. I learned Sicilian language in Syracuse. Different parts of Sicily, they speak. You're absolutely.
The Sicilian.
Thank you, Jim Ingram. Jim Ingram will be here.
Jim made a good point in the earlier of his comment. He says, that if you check in a real heavy bag, they got to sock you for additional charges.
Of course they do.
They got to sock you for additional
they do.
charges. So be very careful on those bags.
Kiara says, Esther, are you taking a COVID-free flight? No. Do you know if you'll have to take a test at the airport when landing in the U.S.? You need to reserve the test beforehand. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be fully vaccinated, and then I'm going to take a test 48 hours before I depart. And then when I land, I'll take another one. And I was just looking at the CDC website and the US website to see exactly what the requirements are for that. But coming back here is going to be a different story.
Yeah, say something, Esther? I heard a rumor, and I don't know if this is true, but if it's true, I'm going to be a little bit irritated. First of all, you can get a quick test at CVS Pharmacies.
You can get a quick test all over the United States.
Okay, and how much does it cost at a CVS pharmacy?
I'm not sure.
Okay, and how much does it cost to get one at Logan Airport?
Well, there's different ones. The one I showed you, the one I found was about 200 or 250 for a molecular or a CPR, which is a quick test. But they are not part of Logan Airport, Alfred. They are a separate company.
Anybody that is charging $250 for a COVID test, listen to me right now, Estevada, should be horsewhipped. They should be dragged. That's what you call ripping off people for their health, okay? The government ought to pass a law prohibiting that. Jeekers, $200 for a COVID test? So automatically, if you don't have $200, they're going to turn you away?
They're not out. They're not.
What do you mean?
They're not going to turn you away.
They'll give you a test?
No, Al, they're not. That's incorrect. You're not. If
What
you're
are they going to
vaccinated,
do?
if you're vaccinated, you don't.
No, not turn you away from coming in. Turn you away from taking the test?
No, I don't. No, honey. No.
Oh my God. Okay, well, let me ask you one more question. If you're on Medicare,
Wait a sec.
if you're on Medicare,
It's
right?
not covered. It's not covered.
Somebody should be horsewhipped in the United States. These people that are ripping off the government for all this money for big fat salaries, right? It should be free. Free, free. You have a pandemic, it's killed millions of people, and now you're charging them like that? I won't say bullshit, but you know what I mean.
Capitalism now. Capitalism.
You want to know something? It's not right.
No
It's
one
just
said it
not
was
right.
right. No one said it was
Not
right.
right. It's not
I wish
right.
you were having a drink today.
I'm only fooling around, guys.
It's scary.
It's not scary.
You're
Come on.
scary.
No,
You're
I'm not
scary.
I'm
It's
the nicest
scary.
guy in the world.
Listen, I agree with you 100%. 100%. But it was just one company. You don't have to get it there. You drive to another location and get it.
They should throw that guy in jail.
Okay.
I don't know who he
Marineo,
is.
that's right. I love that there.
Who?
Marineo is where we did for Catherine. My husband and I will be in Cefalù, Grazieri next September. Looking forward to being
Is that
there.
this coming September or the following year?
Right? I know. He's scary. I know. It's all
Listen.
about the money. Listen, and it is. It is all about the money. But if you think about it also here, even though you can get a free test at the community or at the hub free, the lab down the road from us charges €20, or down in Catania, they charge 15 out, so I don't know what to tell you.
That's righteous.
Right.
$20
Barbara said,
at Logan Airport would be righteous.
Barbara misunderstood. Hi, Al. I don't know anyone who is paid for the vaccine. No.
Thank you, Barbara.
No, we're not talking about
not
that.
the vaccine. We're talking about the quick
test.
The tests.
The tests. There are the tests. There are places if you go to the hospital, you don't have to.
And even if I'm wrong, so what? I like to pontificate.
You just like to get angry every single show at
I
something.
know, first of all,
and as
I
long
never
as it's
get
not
angry.
me,
I try to get a rise out of guess who? Her. Okay? I have fun. This is fun. And my friends, and there are many, many hundreds of my friends, they know me. They know I'm just gagging around. That's all. I love you, Esther. Te amo. Molto. Molto.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It should be free, but love it. You know what? It was a website that I was on that was related to Logan Airport. I gotta double check. I'm not sure if that is. Okay. Hello, guys. Love your videos. Don't forget, Tony and Carmen are playing at Valentino's in Via Grande tomorrow night and Saturday night, and James Joyce Irish Pub in the heart of Catania. Would love to see you both. Al, they make great pizza again. Love you guys. Oh, that's
Carmen,
so nice.
where is Valentino's?
In Via Grande.
Where is it? I don't know.
I'll look.
Carmen DeMarca I love and Esther loves, and the whole DeMarco family.
He's a great musician.
He's been here for 12 years. He's a fellow that got exiled unjustly in the United States.
We did an entire video on
leaving
him.
They kicked this poor man out. He hasn't seen his kids in 12 years. His late mom, God rest her soul in heaven, he couldn't get back into the country to see that, right? Had he taken a freaking boat and rowed in the southern part of the United States, he would have been able to get in.
Okay, Catherine says, good travel info. I bought a COVID tested flight ticket, but as they are no longer tested, you can rebook your same exact flights for half the price and get credit for a few. That is great advice. Thank you. Thank you. And you're saying to me, traveling to the United States, let me know. That is great advice. Thank you so much.
She's a smart woman. Caterina Marino. Very good.
Okay. Kiara says I paid $99 for a rapid test in New York a few months ago, but allegedly the insurance will pay me back. They are free now, though.
Good.
Okay, listen. This I was just looking. That's the danger of me telling you things. You go berserk. You have to get tests. You can prove to the airport check-in. Also, if you tell them you may be exposed, it's free.
So that's what you want to do. Say, I may be exposed. Can you give me a free test?
So on that note, let me just say a couple of things.
What did Helen say? You were just reading Helen.
Helen says you have to get tests. You have to prove to the. I just read that, honey bunny. What was the night like when the Italian? Oh, what a great question, Jody DeLuca. It was incredible. Oh my God. And for the next day as well. I mean, the entire island was screaming. They were jumping up and down. There were fireworks everywhere. I mean, it was such a proud moment. And then the next day, the team, the Zuri, went to meet with some government officials. Sergio Mattarella, who's the president of the region, included. And also the Matteo, who was in the semifinals of Wimbledon, was there. And I was watching video of them, and they were singing the Italian. Imagine they're in the palace, right, with all these dignitaries, the president of the republic, and they're cheering and they're singing the Italian anthem at the top of their lungs. And they, it was just such a scene. And the officials, all proper, and they're watching them, and they're going. It was hilarious, but it was such a proud and beautiful moment here in Sicily and Italy. I mean, literally everyone was talking about it. The next day, everyone was wearing the shirt. So what a beautiful time. Go Italy.
Esther, starting in September is when the real craziness begins, because the World Cup qualifiers start all over again. And by the way, this club hasn't lost in a long time. This team, the Italian national team, that goaltender was just unbelievable. I want to just make one editorial comment, if I can.
Yeah, ching ching.
Ching ching. Did I tell you today I loved you?
Ching ching.
All right.
Now,
you said I can make an editorial comment.
I thought that was it.
No.
Can I read this?
Okay.
Return Boston to Catania was 1,300 COVID tested. Now 787. Some flights in September. The airlines won't tell us that.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's
I paid $700 for my ticket.
$700, yeah. But again, I'm going to have to go to the TSA and double make sure that my information is correct in entering the United States.
Also, can I get back to my editorial comment?
Yeah.
All right, I have another editorial comment. Everybody was all bananas when they saw the actions of some of the English soccer fans afterwards.
Well, tell people what you're talking about. Some people don't know.
Getting back to the soccer thing a minute. You saw, for those of you, I don't know if you saw it, but the English soccer players quickly took off their second place medals as they got them. There was several photos of English people stepping on Italian flags, and there was another one of English people beating up some of the Italian soccer fans as they were leaving
the stadium.
Yeah, I want to say this, okay? Those actions are despicable, embarrassing, and really have no place in sports. That said, okay, and I'm deadly serious now, please do not paint England or the UK or English people in general with the same brush that you paint these Nimrods. I said that this morning. Truth be told, there are plenty of football clubs in northern Italy who act the same way.
People
They're
misbehave.
racist, they're neo-Nazi. We had problems with people of color playing for even the Italian national team, who were berated when they were playing in the our Series A, okay, by these imbeciles.
Oh, the fact of the matter is the people misbehave everywhere.
Everywhere.
There's
Exactly.
always
That's the point I'm trying to make.
That's all.
But not
always true.
England. Let me tell you something. The cemeteries in Italy and in Sicily are filled with bodies of English soldiers who fought to beat the scourge of Nazism and to free the Italian people.
There's one right outside
and
of
the American
Siracusa.
people. They fought and the Australians. They fought side by side with us. So I don't believe for 1 second.
But people may not have read the newspapers you're reading, so they may not know what you're talking about.
Oh, now they know.
What's Mama Cookie? Are you enjoying, by the way, the Italian classes? I sent you another link the other day.
Mama's Cookie? I love that one. She has a great website.
Great YouTube page too. Looking forward to the Santo Stefano Camasta video. My husband's family originates from this. Hope to visit one day. That is so
great
good.
Ceramic photos that Esther took. You're gonna love them. You're gonna love them.
Joya says 1 ticket for New York, 500. It just keeps changing. It's just crazy.
It depends on who you fly with.
Yeah, I mean, depends on
Honestly.
the period. Yeah.
There
it
were
was
so many racist
terrible.
comments following the match. Exactly.
I was actually a little bit irritated to see how the English, especially in this period.
Right.
You know, here we are in this period of COVID, and there's a game, and this lack of sportsmanship. In my opinion, it was just lack of sportsmanship. That's all.
The one good thing about Italy winning, there were many
good. Are you kidding?
But the best thing is, it was like a tonic for the Italian
That's exactly
psyche.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody in this country, and also in America, I saw pictures in Brooklyn. I saw pictures in Bensonhurst. I saw pictures in Staten Island. I saw pictures in New Orleans.
Yeah.
In Boston at the North End. They were elated that Italy won this thing.
Yeah.
So, you know,
in this period, it was really,
in this period, it was really enlightening.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, for Italian
and they
people,
still, you know, there's still some excitement.
My flag is still
now,
hanging outside my house.
You guys, I said the same thing. These people exist everywhere, and it is a big
shameful,
shame.
huh?
It is a big, big shame.
But you don't think that they can track those people down? I mean, don't they have cameras in these stadiums?
Sadly, it's a huge truth that the football is a great sport played by rude fellow. I mean, that's
an old saying.
Guys, it
that's
happened
an old saying.
Yeah, in Hungary as well. Joya loves the lessons. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me just say, if Judy has been a long-time fan of Yumi and Sicily. If you guys are new around here, by the way, don't know, Alfred and I live outside of Catania in the town of Acicatena, and we come to you either on Facebook, but we have been doing almost 7 or 8 months now on YouTube, coming to you at least once a week, talking about a wide variety of topics. So when you're done over here, wherever you're watching, make sure you go to our YouTube channel, which is You, Me, and Sicily.
Watch the past episodes. They're all equally informative. We throw out plenty. Look, if you could learn 5 things at our broadcast so much, that's what your goal should be. 5 things, so to speak, facts on tidbits of Sicily or Italy in general. Yeah. You're gonna love this. You watch them all. I mean, if you're an Italian lover or a Sicily lover, you're gonna. And speaking about Rome, did you see the beautiful celebrations they had at Rome? Holy smoke! For the national monument, yeah.
For what? For the soccer?
For the soccer.
That's what I'm saying. It was a beautiful. They rode on a bus through the historic sections of Rome, and it was wall to wall, a sea of people cheering. I haven't seen anything like that.
It's great.
Probably
it was
pre-COVID.
Great. It was great. It was great. And just to give you guys a shout out and an update, my favorite team, American football team, the Elephants Catania, won last week the division championship, and now they're going to be playing for the kind of like the Super Bowl up north within, I guess, a week or 10 days. I think it's 10 days.
Who are they playing against?
And they're playing a team from Basilico called the Lions. They're both undefeated, and the game is going to be live streamed for those people on YouTube. For those people who are my friends on Facebook, or even if you're not and you're interested in watching this championship game, you could send me a message or go to my Facebook, because I'll be posting the link the day of the game. But good luck, Elephants Catania. Forza Catania, huh? I mean, go.
Yeah.
Okay, Leote.
Look who's here. Mary Ellen Grasso.
Who?
Mary Ellen Grasso.
Oh, my God. I hope
we had such a
Mel,
nice...
I'm going to go up there and see you guys playing. Are you playing up in Northampton? I want to go see you and Johnny so bad. I love you guys.
Gia says, I'm happy for Italy. The air guard that did the Italian flag colors were so beautiful. Yeah, I love your lives. You two are so adorable together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gia.
It's been many years since anybody called me adorable.
You still are adorable. You still have...
Hey, tell them about our December
tours?
Christmas tour.
Yeah, we have some tours coming up
in December.
On www.youmeandsicily.com. It actually has all the information of what we do, not only tours, but also consulting. We have a tour coming up in October, and then a Christmas tour. And the Christmas tour is so beautiful here. We had one in 2019, a very festive time here in Sicily. Beautiful recipes everywhere. Everything is lit up. Great foods, right? Very typical food. So it's a great time. We're going to go to places like Noto, Siracusa, obviously Catania, Taormina, and Etna, the regulars. We're going to have a vineyard visit. We're going to have a cooking demo. We're going to have lots of laughs. And most importantly, lots of good food, right? How's that?
You have to come on one of our tours. They're legendary. You know, most of the people, over 50% of the people who come with us travel on tours come back for a second or a third time. And the more you come with us, we give you discounts all the time. And there's a lot of people that are on this chat that have been with us multiple times. We show you the real essence of Sicily, the guts of Sicily, with Sicilian people. So when you go back on the plane going home, you're going to say, I've been bit. I've been bit. Right, honestly. Just like we've been bitten.
Kay Hewitt. Okay, we both have obviously opinions of it. I love the driving in Sicily. What do you think of it? I love the driving. We have a stick shift, a little beat up piece of junk that I love going around and zooming. But there are certain places that I get like in my heart, especially going into some of these remote small towns that, you know, the streets are so narrow and it's a two-way and it's cobblestones and you're going down it and there's a big truck or a bus coming. So there are moments that we're like, you know, so, and it's very hilly, it's very curvy, but out and about, going around town, going to Catania, which is about 20 minutes from us. I love it. It's very fun. What do you think? Would you like the driving?
I like to drive. I like to drive.
You're a good driver.
Well, I don't know if I'm a good driver. I like driving here. I've never had a road rage incident here in Sicily. I flip people the bird, but that's about it.
Wait, you flip the people the bird and yell?
Well, I just don't
with the
yell.
windows up. When the windows up.
Yeah, I flipped it. Look it. Tough luck. I mean, I don't get out. Like, you know, I've never done any of that violent stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'll vocalize with my fingers a little bit. They're like, what's that guy doing?
Paul Carao says from Palermo, after my year school in Florence, I may look to relocate south, possibly Sicily. Sicily is a far different world than the rest of Italy. Let me tell you, not everything here is different. It was separate. If you think about it, Sicily and Italy were only united in the 1860s. People have lived here, conquered here since the prehistoric times. And of course, the conquerors back to 734 BC, before Christ. The Greeks came here, the Romans, the Carthaginians, the Orthodox, the Spanish, the Arabs, the Normans. I mean, I can go on and on. The Vikings, right? A lot of people were here. So it's very different land. The people are very different. The look, the feel of Sicily is just very different. Of course, the foods are completely different.
I'm talking to you people right now, and while she's talking, when I want to listen to her, I'm kind of gazing out at the Ionian Sea, which is right over here. We have a beautiful view. And I'm saying, as Esther's talking, I'm saying, thank the good Lord Jesus Christ that he gave us the wherewithal to come here. Okay?
There it is.
It's a beautiful view, and we live
And
very modestly, okay?
Mhm.
Very modestly here. And if I was back in the States at my age, and with the cost of living the way it is, I'm quite sure I would have to be a Walmart greeter, okay, or flipping hamburgers at McDonald's for $20 an hour or whatever it is they're paying. Over here, we're living a decent life, modest, as I said.
Yeah.
We're not opulent. We don't have an opulent house. We have a functional house, comfortable house. And the most important thing is she looks forward to getting out of bed every day and doing her work. And the same thing with me, okay?
Yeah.
And we keep on going, and, you know, the Lord Jesus Christ protects us both all the time. That's just all I want to say.
Elfio says, regards from Galveston, Texas. I live in Sicily. My family in Arcitrezza. You
Right
mean
there,
that's
we
what
just
I
showed
showed
you
you.
a video, a picture of Arcitrezza.
On that note, thank you, Facebook watchers. Thank you, YouTube watchers. We love you guys. Great to see you. And we'll see you on Sunday on Santo Stefano da Camastra, and see you live again next Wednesday.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Esther, I'm going to miss you, honey.
Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, share this video, and
Love you
subscribe to our
guys.
channel.
Ciao.
Ciao.